What's up guys, welcome to another YouTube video. So today I'm gonna take you guys through a full day of eating and training and also just show you guys what a day looks like when I'm recovering and choosing a different cardio source than running. So I just ran the Austin half marathon / marathon. That course was pretty tough, hilly, but did pretty good. As you guys know, I'm trying to go sub 3, so I ran a 6:49 minute per mile pace just to, feel kind of what it would feel like to sustain that for 26.2 miles. And I have to say, it was tough. I think I could have went faster, but at the same time, I don't know if I could have held that for 26.2 miles, especially on that course. So I still have some more work to do. As you guys know, my goal is to go sub 3 hours in the marathon. So yeah, just today, gonna take you guys through kind of what a recovery week / day has been looking like. I'm only at 28 miles this week of running. I'm lifting 3 times a week. So today we're gonna lift, mountain bike, and get in the mountains and kind of just disconnect a little. And I'll take you guys on that. And yeah, like I said, show you guys everything that I'm eating to recover and to help me get back into sub 3 marathon training after really pushing myself in the half marathon. I did want to show you guys up here kind of like what my data was on that half. So heart rate was low, it was colder out. I'm not sure, a lot of people say like, oh, that heart rate is insane for that pace. It's crazy because it kind of felt hard. And I have a generally really low heart rate in general. And I think it's all relative because like 150 beats per minute for me feels kind of hard. It's similar to someone that genetically has a higher heart rate. So it's like someone who's 170 maybe. What I'm saying here is I think heart rate varies depending on your genetics, depending on like, who knows. But I would say, yeah, 130 wasn't easy for me at that pace and heart rate, but it looks like it on paper, if that makes sense. But anyways, yeah, happy with how I stayed in a comfortable zone and just pushed really well. Like I said, the goal is to hold that for 26.2 miles, and I definitely think I need more work to do. So with that being said, I think, man, the biggest thing I'm coming to the conclusion is like, I know I said I want to get lighter, but I actually need to get lighter. After that race, being 200 pounds, running that fast, it's hard on your joints for sure. So, I just don't need to be 200 pounds right now, and did lose quite a bit of weight since being like 214, 215, but now I'm like 200 to 199, 198. So I need to lock in and just really drop weight. So, it makes running a little more efficient. Just know that I'm telling myself right now and telling you guys, I'm gonna be 190 pounds. That's what it is. Maybe even 188 at 6 foot. I haven't been that light since high school. So yeah, just gonna show you guys what I'm gonna be eating to do that. I know that was my original goal, but I was trying to fuel my training and then also not lose muscle. And I was traveling a lot and I was making excuses, just maintaining my weight. I'm finally at that point where I'm like, okay, that's enough. Let's drop down. So really dropping down this time. So if I start looking like a skeleton, that's why. I just need to get lighter, get a little hungry and uncomfortable. Nothing great comes from being comfortable all the time. I'm too comfortable. It's too easy for me to maintain 200 pounds right now. Need to get to 190, so let's push and show you guys those meals. So we're gonna have breakfast and get on the mountain bike. All right, so since this is a full day of eating, I want to go over kind of what we had, and I'm gonna do this each meal. So before the bike, the cardio session, 2% milk in our coffee, protein muffin and 4 eggs. And that's been my typical breakfast. The protein muffins from a meal prep company that I love and I honestly used before they hooked me up with a discount code. So you guys can use code French if you want on any of the meal prep that they have. And the protein muffins are crazy good. But anyways, the total macros for the day are gonna be 2,700 calories with 200 grams of protein, 80 grams of fat, and 300 grams of carbs. So just gonna show you guys the meals and how I eat that throughout the day. And I might come up short or I might hit on the dot. That's just the way it is. I think people think that you have to be perfect with nutrition, and that's not the case. Like, you just have to be in ballpark ranges. And over time, like, that is what's gonna get you to the result that you want. And like I said, my main goal, power to weight ratio. I have come to the conclusion that like, if I wanna truly get good at endurance, it's gonna take me making a sacrifice to not maybe be as big. and not hold as much mass and just get leaner. Keep the muscle, but just get leaner. And that just comes with more discipline. And I haven't been as disciplined as I was when I got down to like the 199, 200, which I'm still at. It's been easy for me to maintain. But like I said, I want to get better at endurance and just become a better athlete. And this is just kind of what it takes, right? This isn't for everybody, but this is what I'm doing for myself. And it's just kind of what I want to do. My ethos. It's kind of how I want to perceive myself, right? I want to look in the mirror and be like, damn, I am that guy. And right now I just feel like a mix in between that. Kind of fast, kind of strong, but I want to be, no, like he's fast and he's strong. If that makes sense. Just trying to reinforce my identity. So when I look in the mirror, I'm like, yes, we did that. So for me, that's gonna be 190 pounds. So we're gonna do it. Locking in. Enough with the yip yap. Let's go get this bike and get in the mountains. All right, so here is the Canyon. This is a full suspension Lux. Got the little bike stand. I need something to hang up my like helmet and shoes. But yeah, we're gonna take this for who knows how many miles, but this reminds me back to the dirt bike days. Nothing like getting on the seat of this and going in the mountains. So gonna fill up the tires, make sure there's air in the suspension, and then we'll rip. So I just cleaned some of the bike, and I don't know if you guys relate, but like a clean bike, I learned this from some guys in Ironman training. They said a clean bike is a fast bike. And honestly, I feel faster even in my truck when I clean it. And like even riding this mountain bike, I like to clean it every single time I ride. Right before, just go over it a little and I feel faster. I don't know what it is. Maybe placebo, it's probably placebo, but I always think of that. And in my Ironman, I made sure my bike was perfectly clean before I rode it. So I don't know, it's in my head, but it's something I do that's kind of weird every time I ride. But yeah, let's rip. All right, so this trail is really snowy right now. I don't have spikes or anything on these tires. Nothing like being out in the woods. This is just as fun as running, in my opinion, just being out alone on some beautiful trails in the mountains. So a little slippy, I might fall, but we're gonna keep riding this snowpack trail. So gonna take it slow, probably gonna hit around 8 miles. Probably should take me like an hour or so, maybe a little longer. All right, so just wrapped up our mountain bike ride. So feeling pretty good. This was just a good way for me to like recover and still get like an aerobic benefit. I enjoy, you know, getting out of the routine of running sometimes and switching it up and getting on the bike. And I'm still building fitness doing this, right? Like some people think they have to run every single day or, you know, they're not improving. You know, your body really doesn't understand the difference as far as your aerobic system goes between hammering it out on the mountain bike, getting in that heart rate zone, and then, you know, obviously doing it running. You still get a great benefit from both. No impact here, easier on my joints. It's just good to get some recovery in instead of just like taking the day off. So this is what I like to do, God's country, and just chill in my thoughts and get out on the mountain bike. So it's crazy because I almost wiped out like 8 times. I'm bleeding on my ankle and on my knuckles. Punched something, I don't even remember it. Must have hit a tree. It was crazy, trees don't move. It took me 25 years to figure that out. Trees are the ultimate brake. When you hit them, normally you slow down. Anyways, let's go back and eat some food. All right, so post ride, we got the grilled chicken parm wrap from Hummus Fit. Gonna eat this for lunch. Show you guys the macros then. All right, so the macros on here are 370 calories, 44 grams of protein, 28 carb, 11 grams of fat. It's crazy. this is like the working area of my office. I do have a bed in here because Brittany's brother was over here, so I gotta take that down. I didn't finish the basement yet. Gotta do that, but I'm gonna show you guys what I started doing. And it's because I drink way too much caffeine, so I wanna detox so it hits me harder. That's the goal with this. So I'm using decaf pods. I have this little coffee machine next to my office. So gonna make this with some protein in it as part of the second meal. So we had the wrap, an apple, and this. So yeah. And when I say I drink a lot of caffeine, I guess it's not that crazy. I have like 4 shots of espresso a day. So maybe it is. Anyways, yeah, we're just gonna chill a little. Have like just 2 shots in the morning and then have a decaf coffee in the evening. I'm not totally yet willing to give it all up, but we'll see how this goes. So in the decaf protein coffee, we got chocolate peanut butter protein, 1 scoop, and then a 1/2 scoop of the banana French toast. So that is meal number 2. Tell them what happened to your hand. She just burnt her hand making sourdough. Did I eat all M&Ms? I think I did. I don't know. Kind of happened in my sleep. I had a few off days on the diet. So yeah, we're just locking back in. Power to weight ratio, like I said, this time, I mean, I'm getting to 190 and there is no more breaks. We're just gonna push towards it.
I could eat this whole bag.
Maybe 185. You can eat the whole bag?
You already ate the whole bag.
No, I didn't. I didn't eat the whole bag. And also, summer's coming around, so I like being lean for summer. In the winter, it's kind of like bear mode. But nah, I'm just kidding. I stay tight, but you know, I need to get faster. So that's what this full day of eating is. Just power to weight ratio diet. Pretty much just do a lot of cardio and eat a lot of protein and not much of anything else.
For each other like a bullet from a gun, faster than the sheriff's drawing, hotter than the sun. Didn't see it coming lately, I've been on the run. You know you've seen my face before, so let me tell you something. Darling, you fell in love with the famous man. See my pictures posted everywhere across the land. And if you run with me, you got to understand that you're holding on to a dangerous hand. If I want it, would you still want me? 'Cause babe, I want it. Do you still want me? I got a bag of money, honey, and it don't belong to me. Took it from a man that had it coming, so you know it wasn't free. We'll load this Smith and Wesson up and take our horses east. And if we run into any trouble, we'll leave them in the crimson streets.
All right, so just finished up the workout. I want to hop on here and kind of answer some questions about what I have planned in the future and also some general questions that I get asked quite a bit. So the first thing I want to go over what I have planned in the future as far as performance. Pretty much I'm probably done with bodybuilding just because I don't enjoy it anymore. I don't enjoy it as much, but am I going to still lift and maintain as much muscle mass as I can? Yes, I just am past that season of life. So that's just me sharing with you guys kind of what's going on there. I know I had built a lot of my channel there, but as you know, I did other endurance events like the half Ironman, the 100-mile race, and marathon. So endurance is kind of where I want to start going with things, with still lifting and holding on muscle and still, you know, maintaining a great physique, which is important to me. But I don't have the desire to step on stage. So just wanted to say that. The next thing I wanted to talk about is kind of where my future holds with endurance training. And that would be, I want to run a sub 3-hour marathon. I want to do a full Ironman. I want to do an ultra mountain bike, preferably Leadville. And then I want to maybe do another ultra, but you know, just keep pushing the envelope into things that I'm super uncomfortable with in terms of endurance training. So that's kind of where my mind is with that. And I'm putting in the work every single day to get there. And I think sometimes when I look back at my training and just my mindset with things, I used to always see endurance athletes and be like, I'll never be that fast, or I'll never, you know, do this or that. And it comes down to like just putting in the work. You got to ask yourself, what would that person be doing that you want to be, and do that thing that they would do. For example, if you want to be in shape, you obviously have to train, you have to manage your diet. If you want to do endurance training, you obviously have to put more effort into endurance related activities like running, biking, swimming, all those things, depending on your goals. The biggest misunderstanding that I had to understand with myself is there is no freaking answer other than the work. You see, I think we all watch social media and it's so easy to say, oh, it came natural for them, or oh, they were always good at running. It's not like that. Like for me, I've been running for 5 years now, and you would think I'd be able to run sub 3, but I might be able to right now. I might not. I don't know. But I know for a fact that I'm going to put in the work to do that. And I am an underdog in this. Like I'm 200 pounds. Like I said, I have muscle to me, but I'm not going to let that be the story that I tell myself of why I can't pursue the goals that I have in mind. You know, it's so easy to conform to what everybody else does, or how everybody else looks, or how everybody else trains. And it's like, no, be your own human, be your own person, tell your own story, write your own story, and just realize like you're in the driver's seat of life. Nobody else is telling you how you should train, or how you should set up your goals. Like it's all up to you, and you can do it. I promise you. I sometimes feel in myself like the doubt creep in, and that's normal, right? Like I have a lot of doubt with running sub 3 because it's hard for me, really hard for me, but it's just how I kill that doubt is putting in the work. I don't wish upon anything. I'm not like one of those influencers that goes in the mirror and says, you can do it, positive affirmations, whatever. Like if that works for you, that works for you. But for me, what works is just putting in the work and seeing the progress. Not every day I don't see the progress, but over time I do. And that's how I kind of mentally do everything. If you want to know, my hack to all this is, I think very little, and I just work my ass off. Work my ass off. Work as hard as I can, and understand that, hey, it's all my fault if I do or I don't hit my goals. Nobody else. I don't care what I have going on in my life. I don't care what seems easy to blame. You know, you lose power when you point the finger. You gain power when you point the finger back at yourself, because that means you're in control. I heard that in a podcast once, or a book, I think. And the power goes to where you're pointing. So if I point at myself, I'm in power. So I can change the things that I need to, and I'll execute on that. Don't ever point the finger at other people. I don't care what it is. Point it on yourself. You can take responsibility for it. That way you have the power to change and get the result you want, right? It's easy to point the finger at somebody else and be like, oh, that's why. Nah, point it back at you. So if you don't like where you're at, or if you aren't hitting your goals, it's your fault. It is. Life is hard. And it's hard to point it at yourself, but that's what accountability is. That's how you get out of the rut. That's how you get to your goals. You know, stop blaming outside factors, because you can't control that. But when you point the finger at yourself, you can control everything, and you can make those changes. So that's what I want to say with that. Now going into like 2 general questions that I always get would be, what's your training split? So right now I train 3 times a week in the gym, maybe 4 if I get to. So I do push, pull, legs, and then I might hit a push/pull on the 4th day. If I get 4 times in the gym a week, that's great, but normally it's 3. And then as far as cardio goes, I do 60 minutes, mostly 6 times a week, and then I have 1 day of rest. And that's my split. You know, it's so funny because people are like, oh, you're not going to grow with 3 days a week in the gym. I don't believe that. It's all about quality. It's just like running. You'll see people that push a ton of volume in running, but they don't have quality miles. People push in the gym 6 days a week and they don't see results. They don't have quality sessions. They're not getting the squeeze. They're not getting the contraction. And maybe they're just training too hard to the point that they can't recover. So I like to do 3 days. It allows me to recover, feel okay, and then it doesn't take away from my cardio sessions. And then another big question I get is like how I stay in shape / lean. I track my calories for the most part. I don't do it every day. For the most part, I know what I'm eating from tracking since I was like 17. Seems a little crazy to people. You wouldn't get in a car and be able to tell how fast you're going. Intuitively, you kind of could if you're looking at the gauge most of the time. But if you never had the gauge there your whole life, you got in the car, nothing on the display of how fast you're going, you don't know how fast you're going. So I think the big picture here is your body's a car. It's an engine, it's a machine. And in order to know how much you're burning and how much you're bringing in, tracking allows you to have that fuel gauge or have that speedometer for miles per hour, how fast are you going, how much are you burning. So I just do it that way. I don't follow any particular like diet other than like mainly whole foods. But if I want something, I'll fit it in. But normally like I just do better on whole foods. Do I ever go off track? Occasionally, like I just said I did earlier in the video, but like people think they lose progress in one day or a week, but you lose progress over a lifetime. So as long as you're consistent, most of the time you're gonna be really fine. Don't overcomplicate it, make everything simple to fit your needs. So yeah, with that being said, we're gonna have dinner. I'm just gonna share what it is. It is avocado, beef, potatoes, grass-fed cheese, and yeah, that's gonna be dinner. So yeah, I'll show you guys dinner and then we'll see what the rest of the video has. Let's do it.
Would you still want me? 'Cause babe, I want it. Do you still want me?
So it is the next day. We just wrapped up an 8-mile run, 7:27 minute per mile pace. And just like that, getting on the bike yesterday, not running as much, allowed me to recover and get back to it. So don't be afraid to, switch up the training, do a cross training day if you feel beat up. And yeah, I also have these plug-in headphones for my phone because I had AirPods. I feel like AirPods, you lose them all the time. I lose them all the time. And these are like $16. And yes, they're not as good, but they're a vibe out there. So now I use the cable headphones instead of AirPods. I'm team cable now. I don't think I'll ever buy AirPods again. They're just so expensive and you're going to lose them. I'm going to lose them anyways. But yeah, that's the YouTube video. Like, comment, subscribe. Staying core fed. I can't talk. Stay corn fed. Hope you guys enjoyed the full day of eating. Half marathon done already for our goals. Got that done. Next is High Rocks and then sub 3 hour marathon. So nothing but to do it than to do it and to train hard and keep getting after it. So catch you guys in the next one. This is the vibe right here. This is my arc.